Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. What can I get for you?
Get me a good old-fashioned threatening, breaking and entering, and maybe some demon possession on the side.
Pull up to the second window and we'll see you next crime.
Welcome to True Crime to Go. I am John, here with Jamie. Demonic possession? Crime? Gotta love it.
Sign me up. Yeah, this is a case that is fairly local to us, but also
It couldn't have happened to a better
community.
town.
Yeah, it's we'll get to that, but it's very unfortunate that this happened. But you and I don't know, for the last couple of years, have kind of been on a study of exorcisms and what that looks like, and this matches that up to our true crime interest as well. So why don't you get us rolling on what happened last week?
All right. So on March 8th, 2026, around 12:42 p.m., the Laurel County Sheriff's Department received a dispatch from London Laurel County 911 Communications Center. A woman at Campground Pentecostal Church, and I don't know that this is actually like a campground or
Right,
if
I think it's just
called campground. Anyway, they reported that there was a male suspect making threats to kill members of the church. And yeah, that's not good. So tell me more about what happened.
Yeah, so in case you missed it, this is in London area. That's an area we've reported on often and has a lot going on down there. The last thing they need is more demons. But according to the arrest citation in the sheriff's report, 56-year-old James D. Bell of Williamsburg walked into the church and said, "I am here to kill, and I will kill the children."
That is the most ominous thing you could say.
Yeah, I can't imagine being a person to hear that. Multiple churchgoers reported hearing the same comments. They repeated the same things to authorities when they were interviewed. Of course, they evacuated kids primarily from the main sanctuary for safety, and then they called authorities.
When deputies arrived at the church, located off Barberville Road, approximately 5 miles southeast of London, there were a group of people surrounding Bell in the parking lot. So when I first read this, I was like, oh, they're probably going to beat the dog out of this guy for threatening to kill their kids. But they observed Bell had an odor of alcohol on his breath, and he was slurring his words. But the church pastor approached as deputies arrived to arrest the guy and said, basically, they were praying for him. He reported that he did not hear Bell say what the other guys had heard. He just said that he claimed that he was possessed by a demon. So the pastor said the small group had been praying over Bell when law enforcement arrived. So that is a good response by this church.
It is.
Instead of taking him outside and beating him within an inch of his life, they're out there praying for him.
And of course, the way I picture this is the pastor's up front delivering a message. He comes in the back and people heard the threats. They clear the room, and then he asks the pastor for help and says, "I think I'm possessed by a demon." So, and I think it's very kind of you to make the assumption that they can't beat him and pray for him at the same time. I think those are both on the table.
That's a different kind of laying on hands.
Deputies arrested him around 1:13 p.m., and he was lodged in the Laurel County Correctional Center. Booking occurred at 2:23 that day. He's been charged with 3 offenses: terroristic threatening in the second degree, disorderly conduct in the second degree, and alcohol intoxication in a public place.
He was arraigned the following day, which was Monday, March the 9th, 2026. He will have a preliminary hearing scheduled. That's coming up on March 17th. But as of right now, there are no further, we don't know anything else about this case. It is definitely, all of these allegations, we presume his innocence until he is proven guilty. And that's all that we really have available at this time as far as his legal implications.
It's being investigated by the Laurel County Sheriff's Office, which is different from the London Police Department, which is also different from the state police posts down there in London, which have all been in the news quite a bit. But this is, this is very unfortunate and scary for anybody that heard the threats. Kids are, I feel like adults' number one job most of the time is to protect children, so that had to be scary. This guy did appear to be severely intoxicated. Could he have been under some sort of demonic oppression or possession? I think it's possible. I think that's something that actually does happen to people, but I think it's more likely that he was just really drunk and he realized he was going to get in trouble and asked the pastor for help.
I hope this guy does get some help, and if there are really demonic involvement, which I absolutely think is a real thing, I pray that he can get the spiritual help he needs as well.
Yeah, he should get held accountable as well for what happened. I don't know what the sentence should be of walking into church and saying you're going to kill some kids. I think it should be pretty harsh and make an example out of somebody, but it also sounds like he's having a hard time. And when you boil down to it, nobody was hurt. I had one of my kids recently ask me, John, they were like, wait, does somebody charged with attempted murder get the same sentence as somebody charged with murder?
Did you say, pull up a chair? How much time do you have?
Let me tell you that if you're bad at killing people, you don't go to jail as long as for people that are good at killing people. It's a weird dichotomy. So
it really is.
For me to say nobody was hurt, maybe the sentence should be less, maybe a bit hypocritical, but I just have he went to a church. Maybe he was seeking help, whether it was conscious or subconscious, and I hope he gets that help.
Me too, guys. Guys, we appreciate you sticking around and tuning in each and every week. We really do appreciate it.
Been a crime story in 10 minutes or less.
Would you like crime with that?
You've listened to True Crimecast, distributed by Stoveleg Media. Check out stoveleg.com to find out more about your hosts and to find other podcasts to listen to. Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.